Hey guys, welcome to Ahead of the Lane. This is a new episode, and yes, another solo episode. But hopefully, the next one it's gonna be with guests. Yes, I'm gonna bring in some guests after the Newcastle game. We're gonna react to it. We're gonna talk about the other next games that we're gonna have, and we're just gonna discuss and share our opinions. But this one is another solo episode because I want to talk about something. Now, we've had an amazing match right before the international break against Aston Villa, and we won 2-0. The formations were different, the tactics were different. We had players that we didn't think would start a Premier League game, like Carlos Vinicius would start. We had players that haven't played for us in such a long time, like Joe Roden, and he starts. You know, Tanganga as well. He's disappeared for quite some time, and now he's back. And because of that, because of what Mourinho did, which I'm gonna talk about more later, but because of what he did, we've won the match against a top 10 team. Now, in case you haven't known, Spurs since December has not beaten a top 10 team in the league until now. I think Aston Villa is the only team in the top 10 that we won. And that's a good thing. That's a really good thing because it's a start. It's a start of something. It's a start of a good form. It's a changing tide. It's something the players could look forward to because when you end the matches that you have with a win and go into international break, that's good. That's good for your morale. That's good for your motivation. It's actually sending a signal to the players that if they do work as hard as they did in that Aston Villa game, they could also win. So that was a really good game. And you know me, I'm one of the biggest Jose critics, but I actually think he's done such a good job. He's really done such a good job. Um, like that match, in my opinion, was the classic Jose Mourinho game. Start aggressive, start well, score, attack and attack, and then keep a clean sheet. And then at the end of the game, when you've already established that you won with a good margin, which is a two-goal lead and no goals conceded, that's when Mourinho starts putting on players that are defensive. Like he put Sissoko and Bergwijn for and Dombele and Lo Celso, if my memory is serving me correctly. And that's a good thing. That's a Jose Mourinho classic. And as a skeptic, I have to hand it to him. This guy did a good job that game, and I was actually happy that we've won the game. I was happy that we played the way we played. For once, we look bearable. For once, we look playable. For once, we look even like cohesive. Like you could see the chemistry between Kane and Vinicius and Lucas working really well. And we have to admit one thing. We really have to. It's that Lo Celso is actually more important than we thought. You know, Lo Celso when he came on or when he started the match, he actually provided a lot of energy, a lot of running, a lot of tempo, something that we really lacked. Because when you watch us play, no one can deny that we looked like we were gassed out or not motivated enough to win. Looks like the players do not have the drive to win the game. They don't have the drive to win every loose ball, every second ball. They don't feel like winning it. Every tackle, they don't feel like committing it you know? And this game is like a new wave, a new tide, a fresh new page for us to look forward to. Now, our next games are against Newcastle, which hopefully we can easily win. It's away. And then Manchester United at home, I think Manchester United is currently doing way better than us. Regardless of our last score against them, like we beat them 6-1 at the Old Trafford, which is like a legendary match. Another Jose Mourinho classic, which I hope he can bring back because the results haven't been well under him lately. We have United, and I think if we do well against United, which is like second in the league, we can actually beat the team we're facing next, which is Everton. I really think so. So Newcastle and then Manchester United and then Everton. Very tough fixtures. Very irritating teams. The last match we played against Newcastle, we were very unlucky in the end with this penalty. The referee was not good in this decision, but hopefully, you know, we win this. Newcastle isn't doing as well, but hopefully, we can beat Newcastle, and then we go against Manchester United with two wins on our back, which is the Aston Villa and the Newcastle game, and we beat them. Probably, and I hope the 6-1 defeat against United has a psychological effect on these players like Martial. I hope the 6-1 actually does psychologically impact them and they actually mess up because these type of players aren't, the players that Manchester United have aren't big game players. Maybe Cavani could be an exception, and even then Cavani isn't as big of a player that we all think he is. The United game, the only thing I'm worried about is that we go back to the routine we used to do before the Aston Villa game, which is where our players start to play very passive football. They park the bus. I don't want them to park the bus. United isn't a team to park the bus against. We have to go hard at them. We have to hit them hard. When we assert dominance against these United players, they lose it. They bottle it. And we've seen it throughout this season that when they face teams that are not afraid of them, they actually do falter. They crack under pressure. Bruno disappears in big games. So that's what I'm saying. We have to go hard against them. And hopefully we do. And when we do, we have Everton next. And we beat Everton, and then the big game is up. The reason why I say Newcastle, Manchester United, and Everton are important fixtures is because after those three fixtures, our fourth fixture is against Manchester City. And it's not any league game, it's not any normal game, it's the final of the EFL Cup, the Carabao Cup. You know, this is a big one, guys. We have to win this. You know, like Manchester City has won this 7 times. I think the team that won it the most, the team that won the Carabao Cup or the EFL Cup the most is Liverpool 8 times. So Manchester City is one trophy short of tying the record winner of this cup. And lately Manchester City has been winning a lot of trophies, and the Carabao Cup is no exception. They won it in 2015-16 season. They've won it in the 17-18 season, 18-19 season, 19-20 season. So in the last probably 5 years, they've won it 4 times. And in the last 3 years, they've won it 3 times. They're 3-time consecutive champions. So this tournament is not new to them. This tournament is something they do well in, they flourish in. Guardiola knows how to win this tournament easily. We've won it 4 times, in our history. The last time is in 2007, 2008. We all know that game against Chelsea. And then, poof, that's the last time we ever won major trophies. No other EFL Cups, no FA Cups, no Premier Leagues, no Europa or Champions, nothing. 2008 is the last time we've actually won something. So this is a big game. That's what I'm saying. We we cannot lose or draw against Newcastle, United, or Everton in the league because this is where we build our momentum. This is where we establish ourselves. This is where we actually prove to Manchester City that we can actually win this. We can actually win this competition. Can we win this? I honestly believe we can. We've beaten Manchester City before, and we have the players capable of beating big teams. You know, I don't believe and I don't fall for the excuse that we don't have players that are good enough. So our backline is actually good enough. I'm not saying it's the best, but it's good enough. So we have a good enough backline, we have a good enough goalie, we have a great midfield with Hoiberg, Lo Celso, and Ndombele. And then we have our forwards, Kane, Son, and Lamela, or Lucas, or Bergwijn, or Vinicius. It doesn't matter because Kane and Son are world class and they're able to carry a good enough third player. So if it's Lamela is great with pressure. Lamela knows how to cut inside. He's good with the big moments. He's very clutch. So whenever the pressure is very high, Lamela knows how to perform. And one player who's similar to him is actually Lucas. We've seen Lucas. We thought he was really bad. We thought he needed to be sold. Lucas Moura wasn't the same. But now he's improved immensely. He presses high. He likes to run and attack, and he doesn't give up. Now, Bergwijn, the fans are actually torn. He doesn't have enough goals and assists to his belt. But when you look at the eye test, Bergwijn actually passes it. He runs in the right positions. He tracks back and defends. He has good dribbling. He has good passing. He has good shooting. He can cross. The thing is, he's being played as a right winger, which he is not, because he's a left winger. He's always played for the national team as a left wing. He's always played for PSV as a left wing. When he plays as a right wing, he does well defensively, but offensively he's very, very one dimensional because that's not his primal position. But nonetheless, with the eye test, he actually does pass. Maybe a loan would serve him well, but he's not bad by any stretch of the means. He just lacks final product, which is goals or assists. And then there's Vinicius. Vinicius isn't a world class player, but he's a competent striker. He was last season's top scorer in the Portuguese league. And we know Portuguese league is no bad league. That's the league of Bruno, that's the league of Diaz, that's the league where great players come from. And they dominate in the Premier League, actually. So Carlos Vinicius is no exception. Top goal scorer of the Portuguese league, and he's a Benfica player. And every game he played for us, he scores. His goal contribution is really well. So he's a poacher. You give him the ball in front of the goal, he's gonna score it. He's gonna blast it and score. He's not world class. He's not complete like Harry Kane, but he does what he does best, which is score. So I trust Kane and Son to, you know, do their thing. Now I missed one name, you know, and that's Gareth Bale. Now Now, this is something I'm going to talk about in the next episode when I bring on guests and ask them what they think, because some of the guests don't see anything wrong with what he said. And the others do believe like he shouldn't have said what he said. He should have done it differently. He should have chosen his words better. Now, this is something I'm going to talk about in the next episode, so stay tuned. But I'll say this. At his best, Kane can deliver. I'm not sure Kane is at his best anymore. He's done well in a few games, true. So can we be certain that Gareth Bale can provide his best in 2021? Like the Arsenal game, that was his first North London derby in, I don't know, like since 2013-14 season. And he really didn't show up. He didn't press enough. He didn't defend well. He didn't attack well. He was out of the game the whole time. And the worst part is he was out of the game against Tierney. Tierney is no world class player. He's a good player, but he's no world class left back. So as much as I like Bale and I miss the old Bale, he's not coming back, unfortunately. And you know, we'll talk more about it the next episode. So I'll save up some of the things I want to say. But let's go back to what I was talking about, the Carabao Cup final. Can we win it? Yes, we have the team. Do we have to win it? Obviously, we do. We're out of the league run. We're out of the FA Cup. We got kicked out of the Europa League in the most embarrassing way against Dinamo Zagreb. We were 2-0 ahead and we lost 3-0. We bottled it. So the Carabao Cup, and obviously a top four from Mourinho, but more importantly, a Carabao Cup, is the only way to salvage this drowning ship of a season. If they don't win this, it is a failure by all means. In any way you want to measure it, it's a failure. We have to win this. Enough with the bottling, like enough losing finals. It's tiring. You know, we bottled the big one, the Champions League final. We should learn. This should be a learning curve for us. This should be a positive experience. We finally went to a final. We know how it feels. We know the pressure involved. And the best thing about this is that there's no fans in the Carabao Cup final. Yeah, probably 8,000 people are going to be there, but that's nothing compared to a sold out stadium. So they don't have the pressure of the fans at their neck in the stadium. So this should be even better. This should be more reasons for them to win this. We haven't won anything since 2007, 2008. This year should be it. You know, we have the players, we have the manager. There's no excuses. We have nothing else to lose. The scariest thing is for a team to face someone who has nothing else to lose, and that's us. We have nothing else to lose. We don't have any other tournaments to win. It's the Carabao Cup, and that's one game. It's just the finals. And we also had the easy route. So we didn't struggle as much. We faced Chelsea early on, but we beat them. Lamela scored that late equalizer, and then we won them on penalties. So that should be a motivation. We beat our local rival in a derby and knocked them out of the cup. And we faced Stoke. That's an easy team. And then we faced Brentford, another easy team. Both are in Premier League teams. Unlike Manchester City, who faced Burnley, Arsenal, and United. So they had the tough route. Okay, and they've won it every year. That's no easy challenge. And they've won it 3 years back to back. So they have every right to come through and win this, but we have nothing to lose. Now, the Aston Villa game I was talking about, I said that we played really well. And that's the thing. The international break killed all the momentum. When you played really well and you're on fire, you have to continue blazing through. But the international break put a quick pause on all this, and then we have to build up from zero again. That's what I'm saying. If we want to win the cup, we have to come back from the international break and beat every team convincingly. I'm not saying just win, because I know 3 points is 3 points. But I'm trying to say we have to win and win convincingly. We have to show them that we did win, not just on paper with the 3 points, but also on every single metric. We have to dominate them. We have to crush them. We have to make them feel like they cannot score and we can score easily. So we have to all come together. You know, we have to all back the manager. We have to all back the team, back the players. Regardless of what we think of any of them, whether it's the manager or it's the players, regardless of what you think of them, we have to all come together and we have to back the manager. We have to back the team. We have to win something. I know it's the Carabao Cup. It's no Champions League. It's no Premier League trophy. It's not even the FA Cup. It's like the third tier trophy in the top level of English football. But still, it's a trophy. I'm not saying if we win this, it's like, oh wow, a big celebration. We did the best season we ever did, and we could never do any better. No, I don't think that. But given the circumstances and given the conditions and given what happened throughout this season, the Carabao Cup is the least we could do, you know? And I'm backing the team, I'm backing the manager, and I hope we win. I really hope we win. And I think we can. So that's all I have to say, comment, like, tell me what you guys think. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I hope you have a lovely day. See you guys.